Blog Talk Radio.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Put summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed.
Welcome to another edition of the Friday Night Pajama Party. I'm one of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel. Yo.
Is Ketel with us? Oh, let me see.
Hello.
Oh,
Yo.
there she is.
Hey,
Okay.
I got lost for a minute. Sorry. What's going on?
Had to pull a little bit of electrical tape on the wire. And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
All right. Are we all in place? Are we
Yes,
all in
sir.
our places? We all in our
Yes,
places?
we are.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay. All right. We're approaching the, wow, this is the last Friday of the month. And we'll be experiencing putting the clocks back next week in. So, cold weather's coming. Anyway, I'm doing okay. Everybody else is cool?
Yeah, I'm
You
doing
cool?
pretty good. How about you guys? Yeah.
I'm
All
good.
right.
Trying to deal. Okay. Trying to deal with this crazy as rain. That's about it.
Oh, yeah.
Feel like we're going to be washed away. Yeah.
It's leaving our area now, but other people about to get it. I think it's heading up north or something. Well, somebody gets it because I've had enough. That stuff had me on lockdown all day.
Well, I just
You know
had
what
a
I
big
mean?
tree fall in front of my house. Yep. A giant tree fell. That's how saturated the ground was, man. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Oh, wee. Yeah, it has been a lot of rain.
Okay. Well, let's get into the conversation here.
All right. What you going to kick it off with tonight, Poppa DD?
I thought about a couple things, but the one that's keep hitting my mind is this upcoming election in Virginia. It's not even about, I don't even think it's really about Republican or Democrat. It's really almost about personalities, because I think Trump has kind of laid out the land of, but do you think that now that 45 has showed his butt like he has, do you think that now every election really gets a lot more attention than it really needs to get or should get? You think people really paying attention more because they don't want the inevitable or, But like I said, the question is, do you think now that Trump has tainted the waters, are we?
Well, I'll go first.
Yeah, good.
I think that one of the reasons why these elections are getting so much attention is because these politicians seem to have bottomless pockets when it comes to buying commercials. And they flood us with all these commercials that we cannot get away from. Night and day, all night. They're running these crazy commercials to tell us what's wrong with their opponent. And this stuff goes on and on and on. And I really do think that that's one of the reasons why these why these elections are getting so much attention. Because a lot of times, when you think back to the local elections, or not even just the local ones, but the governor, I can see that might get a little more. But some of these local ones, like people running for council and this and that, we're getting bombarded with commercials for them. and the people saying what's wrong with the other guy or the other woman. And it just seems to never stop. So in answer to the question, I really think that it's because of all the advertising dollars that's being thrown into it that's getting all this attention. Because I don't recall it being all that noticeable before until people started, spending more money on ads. I don't know. What you think, Ketel?
Shoot the question again.
The question was, what do you think is causing so much extra attention to the elections?
I think also two people, former President Barack Obama and the last president, which was 45. I see more of them now than I've ever seen than I see Biden. So I think that they're instrumental in, the candidate that's running for governor. He's really pushing, the last president, Barack Obama. And then all this insurrection crap they keep showing, they're against another candidate, so 45 shows up. So I think those two are the catalysts. I hate to say it, but, one's apples, one's an orange. So it's just night and day. But I think they're the catalysts that keep all this stuff going, this ad stuff. People are really paying attention, I guess, because of who it is in these ads. So that's my take on it.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. So maybe because of the people that are involved, it's getting a lot more visibility than it normally would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think, Poppa DD?
I think that mostly these elections are getting so much attention, in my opinion, is because of the anticipation that people are concerned about what's going to go down if somebody loses. Trump done shown the sore loser effect so much that we don't know what somebody's going to do if they lose. And that's almost the scariest thing in the world. Because, we lose in a world where around 11 o'clock at night before the evening news come on, we know the winner. It's almost like the person that loses is going to contest it. I wouldn't even say the person, but the Republican that loses is going to contest it. And I only say that because that's who they become. It's like, it's been rigged. Well, how is somebody that does all the rigging saying something's going to be rigged? That's really interesting, and that's what's really blowing our mind now, because the people that have been the vicious people are the ones claiming things are unfair. That's what's scary. When Trump was saying something's rigged, I'm like, wow, who's the rigged artist? You're the rigged artist. Wow, So that's what's scary, because we don't know what's going to happen that night. And it's almost like, why do we even bother to hold elections? Because it's going to be controversy, and it's scary. So, what's the point?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Well, I think everybody has a piece of what's causing all the commotion around it. So anyway, all right, Ketel, you ready for the rundown?
Sure. All right, let's get right into it then.
All right, go for it.
All right. Our hot topics tonight, we're close to home. How would you, President, break silence on student protests? Also, John Gruden's emails prove the NFL has a problem. Also, Dylan Roof, massacre victim, families reach settlement with DOJ. Hidden and quitted headlines, boss murdered employee and buried him. Wow, sounds like some Fatal Attraction stuff. Also, 82-year-old black woman seeks end to probation from 1955. Also, actor charged with vandalizing George Floyd's statue in NYC. Also, Queen's aides may be working her too hard. And sneakers generated $70 billion, but black retailers saw little. Also, our cocktail of the week is called the Jim Beam Orange Julep. What's poppin' with Poppa DD? Our weird news. We're going to lighten it up for you. Why Dad gives his son a ridiculous name. Also, animals on the loose. And sex toy that's also a sale. Also a safe to hide valuables. I'm just saying, with Redwine, ain't nothing funny. Living for the City with Poppa DD, my Hollywood wrap-up, the Ketel list, and the last word. Sit back, relax, get your favorite cocktail, and we'll be back with the hot topics.
Girl, what are you using on your skin? And your hair looks so thick and beautiful.
I've got a secret.
I know you're going to share it with your girl.
Well, just between you and me, I found a new product that makes my skin glow and my hair fabulous, too. It's bull semen.
No bull. Stop playing.
For real. Bull semen gives me this glow and keeps my skin nice and soft and feeling good.
Where in the world did you get bull semen?
From a bull, of course, but only my distributor knows for sure. I can hook you up. Check it out.
Bull semen is great for your hair, nails, skin, and everywhere else where it doesn't feel right. Just warm the tube of bull semen. Put on some Barry White music. Massage the tube using slow circular motions. And when the semen comes out of the tube, put some in your hair, on your nails, on your skin, and wherever you want. Before you know it, you'll be glowing. Your hair will be growing, and your friends will want to be knowing.
I'm ordering my tube of bull semen today.
Order 2. I'm almost out.
Bull semen. Do not use internally, or pregnancy could occur. And we're not responsible for that. Order yours today. And that's no bull.
Hi, this is Poppa DD. If you haven't heard of the Pajama Party, you're missing out. We got hot topics, hidden Twitter headlines, what's poppin' with me, weird news, I'm just saying with Redwine, living for the city again with me, the Hollywood wrap-up with Ketel, the cocktail of the week, the world's famous Ketel list, and of course the last word. We serve it up each week on the Pajama Party Show, and nobody does it like us. You can call us each week live on Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at 914-803-4306 or listen at www.apajamaparty.com and also follow us on Twitter at apajamaparty.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. Ooh, what a day, what a day. All right,
Indeed.
time to get into it.
All right.
So much happening. All right, Ketel, I'm going to kick it over to you. What is your hot topic tonight?
We got it going on right here in the DMV. Howard U, H-U, you know.
Who knows?
Yeah. The president breaks silence on student protests. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. Students have been protesting for about almost 2.5 weeks. Talking about the conditions and everything at the dormitories. So we might have to put him on the Ketel list. Wayne A.J. Frederick has issued a statement to students occupying the Blackburn University Center in protest of poor living conditions on campus. Frederick claims that students requesting mold be removed from their dorms are creating, quote-unquote, health and safety risks by occupying the Blackburn Center. He also claims the students in need of clean, safe living quarters are impeding operations and access to essential services. To end this statement, Frederick stated that the protest movement dubbed the Blackburn Takeover, hashtag Blackburn Takeover must end. Okay. He's not addressing the issue. What the F is he talking about? They got to leave, but you still have these conditions and these dorms. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It goes on to say, despite Frederick's warning, students appear to be unfazed. I don't blame them. Throughout the day, students have continued to post photos and videos of mold, discolored water, leaks, and much more. Not to mention, students spent the previous week documenting various issues leading up to the homecoming. I mean, they had homecoming and everything. I mean, they trying to live their lives on campus, but, you know, they can't because all this stuff is going on. My thing is, why didn't the administration or the school address these issues before they got there? It just doesn't make any sense. So there's a disconnect there somewhere. So, like I said, the president has not addressed the issue itself. He just wants, these kids to go back to class and stop being unruly and get from in front of the Blackburn Center. But they trying to make a point. So, I respect what they're doing. So, kudos to them.
I do too.
Mm-hmm. What you think, Papa?
They spend way too much money to go to that school to have to deal with all that bull.
Right. Doesn't make any sense. And it's a prestigious university. You would think they would be on the up and up and, have this stuff together. You would think. But, a lot of actors and politicians and well-known people have gone to Howard University.
Vice President.
To me, they bringing down the reputation of Howard University. Because you have these conditions, why not try to address the issues instead of talking around the issue? So, that's my opinion.
Well, what is Felicia Rashad doing about any of this? Is she involved?
I haven't heard her say a word. Nothing. That might not be her, I won't say concern, but it might not be in her field of,
Her
but
jurisdiction.
still, you would think she might say something to encourage the kids, or but I think when you're an administrator like that, I think you can't really get involved. That's what I'm thinking. But
well, you know what? On that one, I'm going to disagree because I feel like given who she is,
right.
It could be very helpful if she were to go out there and sit out there with the kids and basically join the protest. And if the school decided that they wanted to give her the boot, that would look so bad for the school. I mean, not to say that they couldn't, but, chances are, after all of what happened to get her there and with her having the name that she has, I cannot imagine that if she went out there and even if she didn't join the protest, if she sympathized with the kids, I can't imagine that the administrators would fire her.
Yeah.
But,
I
who
agree
knows?
with you on that. Yeah, you're right. Who knows? What
I just
you
think
Papa?
sometimes when you have a position, you got to, use the juice that you have.
Yeah, I like that. Yep, use the juice you got. There you go.
I just think that the complacency level has gotten real high. I think everybody is rolling in business as usual because if you look at it from a mechanical aspect, mold is something that accumulates based on how long that you didn't pay attention to it. The longer you didn't do nothing about it, the more it's going to spread. And that's just nature. It's got nothing to do with people being shiftless or anything. It has to do with the fact that you're dealing with an element that takes on a life of its own once it's not battled, And you have to, the only way you're going to battle is to look at it. You got to pull back. Sometimes you got to pull back the sheetrock, pull back the plaster, knock down a couple of dorm rooms. And they think, well, Lord, and you got to have some connections, A lot of these colleges, Yale, UCLA, USC, Alabama, they still got connections to Spanish folks that do it for cheap. But I think that a lot of time black folks just ain't got connections anymore. They think they so highfalutin that they ain't keeping in touch with what they need when it comes to saving a dollar. They want to be so bougie. And then the bougie people ain't paying attention. And then they got the bougie students the student body, and now everybody want to pick on the freshmen who came in complaining. Well, the freshmen don't have any history there, so they don't give a shit. Everybody, oh yeah, I'm a vet, what do you call it? I'm a alumni. Well, you only alumni once you've been there, but if you just getting there, you ain't got that kind of same flavor because you ain't experienced it yet. But they looking at the students like, oh damn, what we, they just got here. Why they complaining? And so it sometimes has to do with the bouginess and lack of concern, and it's getting deep. It's getting ugly. It's only gonna get worse. It ain't gonna get better.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
and will not correct itself. Like
no, that mold's gonna grow, and the more dorm rooms are gonna be. It's just gonna crawl underneath the woodwork and through the rafters and up on the boundaries, and it's gonna be a mess. So somebody gets the So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, but then too, I think maybe the university owes some contractors, and they haven't gotten their money, so they haven't been able to address. I mean, yeah, because you would think they would address the issue before the kids get there. I mean, you would think so. So there's a disconnect there somewhere. There's some money that's probably been allocated, and they allocated to the wrong place. So
yeah, there you go.
That's a good point. They could have some debt out there they ain't talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
And
or like you said, money could have been reallocated for something else, and now they have a situation. They've spent that money that could have been designated to take care of that stuff.
Right.
You can't rob Peter to pay Paul and think Peter doesn't want to get his money too.
My suggestion personally is like, why don't they leave? I mean, as long as they stay in D.C., they can always relocate somewhere to a better location, because they might be in a place whereas being all up there in that little area they're in around there, what is it, off of Florida Avenue and Georgia Avenue, and all that little tight area could be their own worst enemy, where they should get like the University of Maryland and just get some real campuses with some land. And I mean, you got a college in Philadelphia area called Lincoln University. Man, that place looks like a farm. They got so much land out there that man, where they have the graduation at is on the outside land is huge. That's just where they put the grandstand and had the graduation. So Howard seems like it's in a bubble in the middle of the city, but maybe that's not working no more. Maybe they need to break ground and move somewhere where they can stretch out a little bit and get some new construction and leave that crap behind. Leave that for somebody else. Maybe it's time for that stuff to be bulldozed down. That's everybody's talking about going there for years. Well, it's probably old and decrepit. It needs to be knocked down.
Yeah, that building has been there since the late 1800s.
Yeah, exactly. So
for sure,
that's what they're concerned about. And somebody gave them a price tag probably that they can't handle. So now they just turn their back on it, telling the students to shut up. But I just think they should bulldoze it and move somewhere else.
That's a good suggestion. Hey, yeah. All right, we'll continue to watch
and rebuild it right there. They got the land.
Get out of there. I would get out of here. That's too tight.
Look, I've got in between. I say a new change of pace. I think, like you guys said, the buildings are just old, and sometimes you can't do too much to old buildings because a lot of them are historical sites. So it's hard to try to gut everything out and start from scratch. Just start anew.
That's true.
Just buy some. Yeah, just buy some. Look, do like Jericho. Look, they were in D.C. for a long time until that property out there in Maryland came about, and they're a whole city out there now. So
Yeah, that's true.
I tell you, University of Maryland, they got everything.
Yeah.
East-West Highway all the way down to IKEA.
Yeah, they got a whole lot. They got buildings all over the place.
Yeah, they do. All right, we're going to continue to watch this story, though.
Yeah. Well, John Gruden is still being talked about after he got booted from the, What's the team, Poppa DD?
The Vegas Rams.
Yeah.
I mean Vegas
no,
Raiders.
Vegas Raiders. Every time they move to another city, they throw me all off. But anyway, after he has been exposed as a racist, a misogynistic homophobe, John Gruden has earned the immediate entry into the Pro Football Hall of Shame. But as the ex-Vegas Raider coach, as we all know, he's not the only problem in the NFL. And, you know, we all have been talking about that for the longest time, that if they want to talk about the emails and all that were sent, they need to dig into who was the recipient of the emails. Because if he's sending, not if, he did send emails that were, you know, a whole lot of stuff that he was saying. You know, naked, half-naked pictures of the cheerleaders. There were racist and homophobic slurs thrown and, you know, just a bunch of crazy stuff. But the problem is he was communicating back and forth with other people that are part of the NFL. But he's the one that became the poster child for what you don't want to do, and now he's out. But the rest of those folk who were laughing and giggling and whatever and passing these emails around, they're still holding their position. That's a problem. So what that says to me is that the problem is still there. He just was the one that got exposed. And it's interesting how Roger Goodell has made a statement and said he doesn't want to, you know, what did he say, release who the people were, the names and all that. He doesn't want to release that information. I'm like, why, Mr. Goodell? You had no problem releasing the names of the black players that folks in the NFL had a problem with when they started taking a knee. You made Colin Kaepernick the poster child for what they consider to be anti-American. You didn't have a problem releasing those names. Why can't you just come right out and say who is on the receiving end of all of that anti-gay, anti-black, anti-woman, all of that stuff? Say so. Stop trying to protect these people. These are grown men. And if there's any women involved, grown women. These are adults. If they were bold enough to send this stuff around, they should be bold enough and adult enough to take the heat for it. So there was some speculation that said if Gruden had not put stuff in these emails that was making fun of Roger Goodell and making homophobic comments about Roger Goodell, he probably still would have been in his same job running up and down the sideline for the Raiders. Now, I didn't even realize that he had called some names to Roger Goodell. I mean, I looked him up, and Goodell's married with twin girls. But, of course, that doesn't have to mean anything. I don't know about the man's sexuality, but speculation is that Gruden shot himself in the foot when he started calling Goodell gay in these emails.
What?
I guess they said, you just went too far. It was fine to call black people monkeys and call women whatever he was calling them and the topless pictures of the cheerleaders. They didn't seem to be tripping over that. But apparently when he slipped up and said some gay stuff about Roger Goodell, it was like, now you went too far. Now you got to go. So like I said, I just think, you know, with all of this stuff, they're saying that the stuff Gruden did was only a handful of 650,000 documents that have been uncovered as part of this investigation as far as into the Washington football team, you know, because they're digging into their team as well with all of the mess that came up with the cheerleaders and basically the same situation, different teams. So 650,000 documents is a lot of documents.
Yeah, it's got a lot of mess on it, too. It's got a lot of it runs real deep. That's why Gruden is not putting out the Washington football team because it's got mess, you know.
Yeah, Goodell is like trying to hide all this stuff.
Well, because you got to remember too that people, you know, a lot of people were at another time in their life, you know, back when the now that we have the Me Too movement and Black Lives Matter and all kind of stuff that's being a watchdog for anything that's, hopefully improper. But back then, white folks just acting a fool. They still do. Mm-hmm. But back then, they had no restrictions, and they felt like the email was just a fast way to fire a joke or fire a picture. Or, restrictions recently came out on different things now. Now people are scared to press enter anymore, But it was at the point where, and when emails accumulate, emails accumulate. Like, you can't tell me, man, I'm not going to say what internet service I have, but I know I got 3,000 emails just like laying around. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just laying around.
It's a struggle to try to keep them current because they come in so fast, and you don't have time to go through all that.
And they could be hacked. You could be sharing your email with somebody right now, not even knowing it. Not that they're using it, but they have access to it daily, seeing what you do, seeing what you get, and they just looking. It's because I see a name pop up on mine, but I'm too old to even give a damn at this point in my life. So whatever will be, will be.
Well, on the Washington team, the owner of the team, Snyder, was fined by the NFL $10 million back in the summer, back in July, based on the results of the investigations into all of the shenanigans on the Washington team.
And that was just to him for letting
Snyder,
that happen.
Right. But I'm saying $10 million for Snyder?
Yeah.
What is that, pocket change?
Yeah, pocket change. It's just
give me a break.
And plus he put the team's name in it. The team is in his wife's name.
Exactly.
Now. He has no name on the team at all. But I tell you what, his wife could really screw his ass big time if he fucked that up.
If he pisses her off.
Oh yeah.
Kiss that team goodbye.
But she's not, because he told in the beginning, he probably said, I'll put a bullet in your head, lady, you mess with me. You fuck around and you do me dirty on this move here.
Okay.
Anyway, let's keep it moving.
All right, what you got?
This is another deep story. This is a really sad story. They're saying that the victims' families and survivors of the South Carolina gunman, Dylan Roof, that little crazy little joker that killed those beautiful black people in the church in South Carolina a while back. They reached the $88 million settlement from the Department of Justice there. So the Department of Justice, they will pay $88 million to the survivors and families of the victims shot by a racist gunman, Dylan Roof, as you know. This happened at the South Carolina church, which is they say that it was really aggravated mostly because of a faulty background check was blamed for allowing Roof to possess a firearm that he used in the June 2015 massacre that left 9 people dead. Mm-hmm. Okay, his attorney, Mr. Sellers, who negotiated the settlement for the deceased, said that number 88 is the code that white supremacists use that also represents the number of bullets that Roof said that they found in his possession at the time of the killing. 88 bullets in his possession.
Wow.
My goodness, he was just going to shoot until he ran out, I guess. Let's see. He also, they said that the letter H, let me see. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. The letter H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and that's all the abbreviation for the HH means High Hitler, which appears in duplicate, where he had tattoos and stuff on him, where HH on everything. So this man was just whitewashed. He was whitewashed into racial situations. So he said that settlement included $63 million for the family of those killed and $25 million for the survivors of the tragedy. The Department of Justice stated that the breakdown awards roughly $7 million per claimant, and the survivors would be paid $5 million each. So nearly 4 months prior to the Rambit, Roof was busted for drug possession charges that should have prevented him from passing a background check. But due to a series of administrative errors, a 21-year-old bigot was able to produce he was able to buy a .45 caliber Glock in April 2015. All right. Roof also became the first person in U.S. history to be sentenced to death for a federal hate crime in 2017 when he was convicted. He unsuccessfully tried to appeal the ruling in August, and so they're going to go through with it. So he's currently on death row, waiting to see what happens to him. So if you got any opinion on this, give us a call, 914-803-4306.
And press 1.
Press 1. Discuss this tragic.
I remember when that happened. That's that case where once the police got him, he said he was hungry, and the police went and picked him up some fast food from someplace.
They took him to get it before they went to the police station to turn him in. He was in the car when they got him.
What kind of mess? What kind of mess?
Well, because they see white skin and they see themselves.
But you just brutally murdered 9 people, left bloodshed and destruction, and you're going to go, you worried about his empty stomach?
You have to understand the plague of the white people. They see themselves. We learned through the Trump administration that the white people have a level of viciousness that we would never. The level of viciousness that Trump has displayed himself, I don't think that people will ever get to the level. Then the other people that are going down with him, they're just going down with him for now that he's living and existing. But God forbid if his ass drop dead, that's going to fall off. Nobody's going to follow him like that. I mean, come on. So it's just, I don't know. They're searching for the great white hope. They're searching to keep things like they were, and it's not so much keep things like they were. They just want to have access to what they've been having access to, and keep other people from having access to it. Because I think that people on the racial level, when it comes to black and whites, white folks been living a life of Raleigh. They've been having access to stuff. You name it, housing, everything, banking, cars, neighborhoods, everything, suburban situations, you name it. And this is just like natural. And black folks just been in the city doing regular stuff, just trying to survive, being nice on their parents' and grandparents' tutelage and knowledge, and just trying to be decent people. When white folks been up in the suburbs living a life of Raleigh. So now everything is starting to move around a bit, but it's not about black and white because nobody's speaking on the Asians and Spanish and everybody else that's here infiltrating everything anyway. But it seems like black.
That was just crazy. I don't care if that person looked like your twin, whatever. When you see yourself, you still should not be able to disregard what you've seen when you see what this person just did. I just don't understand that.
Judges do it every day. They see a young white boy in there that did wrong in front of them and say, well, look, we don't mess with his life. He's young like I remember when I was young. But when he sees a black guy do the same thing, he doesn't see that in him. He just sees a black guy that just needs to be stopped.
I mean, but these aren't people who said, I remember being young and I killed a couple of people. I can understand.
I mean, that's a whole other category.
How are you relating to...
Well, I wasn't speaking on that when I was talking about judges. I'm talking about judges that are getting people misdemeanors and little small felonies.
No, but that's the point I'm making. Even if you relate to the youngness and the stupidity of being young.
No, I'm not going that high on it. I ain't talking about murder.
But if you're looking at somebody who's taken lives, to me, that's where the similarity should go. Well, but still, you did take lives. You did whatever it is you did.
Well,
I just don't get it.
Those cops are ignorant from the beginning, so why would you put anything past them that ain't right?
Well, then how they get on the force?
Well, I can't answer all
That's
that.
a whole nother thing. Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break.
Ooh, boy.
It's crazy. I'm just saying, it's crazy. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back on the other side, and we're going to hit them and quit them. We got the headlines for you on the Pajama Party Show.
This is Ketel.
And this is Redwine.
If you like news, but you like the weirdest kind,
you're in the right place. Join us every Friday night
for the Pajama Party Weird News.
We find stories each week about some of the strangest and oddest news stories around.
If there's ghosts driving, stupid criminals getting caught, or just bizarre medical stories,
we report it right here on the Pajama Party Weird News.
It's funny and informative, and we look forward to it every week.
And you will too.
If you like weird news like we do,
join us every Friday night on the Pajama Party Show.
It's a weird world out there, and we'll tell you all about it.
Right here on the Weird News,
where we celebrate the weirdness.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. When your host, Poppa DD, I'm with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Oh, bonsoir, darling. Woo, the weirdness. All righty. It's time to hit 'em and quit 'em. Y'all gonna take the oath this time? We're gonna hit 'em, hit 'em, and quit 'em.
I don't know. We may have a call in between, so I mean,
okay.
Might not be able to hit 'em and quit 'em. All right.
All right. Well, we're gonna do our best. Gonna give you the headlines for this week on the hit 'em and quit 'em. And Ketel, you're up first. Go for it.
All right. This one sounds like some things that I've been watching, like Fatal Attraction, but this is crazy. This is a boss murdered an employee and buried him under a septic tank. But he was tripped up with a bunch of lies. The boss just lied about everything. The cops asked him. So alleged paper-thin lies couldn't stand between an Oklahoma man in a murder case. His name is Daniel Joseph Trippett, 66. He's been arrested for murdering an employee and burying the man under a client's septic tank. The investigation all started with questions from the concerned daughter of the victim. His name was Brent Mack. He was only 50. She reached out to via Facebook to his boss, Trippett, who allegedly engaged in a series of lies that were undetermined by documents and surveillance footage to an arrest affidavit on Monday. In the daughter's version of the events, Trippett told her on Facebook Messenger that he fired Mack on September 20th, dropped him off in front of a laundromat, and gave him $1,000 as severance. Is that crazy or what? But he deleted these messages, he said. So the daughter provided them screenshots of those messages that he deleted. She also had access to his phone login information. An investigator said that the last call his phone made was to his Texas-based girlfriend. So the girlfriend had some good points. She had some good evidence. That girlfriend told investigators she met Mack online and spoke to him every day for about 4 months. The last time she spoke to him was on September 20th, when he told her he was being picked up to go to work, and later when he had he said he was on a job site with his boss. He stated that he wanted to cut ties with Brent because of his violent demeanor. So Dan stated he gave Brent $1,000, and, he dropped him off in front of a laundromat, but that was a lie. Homeboy killed him and buried him underneath a septic tank. I'm like, wow, this sounds like some crazy stuff. But it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say why. He faces a count of murder in the first degree and discretion of a human corpse. And his attorney did not immediately respond. I bet he didn't. I mean, what can you say? So I just don't understand that. It's just crazy.
Most of the time, there's not a reason why.
Yeah. Unless he got upset with the guy or something about his work ethic or something. I'm not sure. It's just crazy. This is in Oklahoma. And the guy's name was Dan Triplett. So.
Okay. Put him on whichever one did the murder, put him on the kiss it list.
A triplet. Put him on the kiss it list. Okay. All right.
Okay, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got one that's kind of crazy too, but not like that kind of crazy. This one is about an 82-year-old black woman that's trying to end her probation that goes all the way back to 1955. So before there was Rosa Parks, we all remember Rosa Parks, there was this mother. Her name is Claudette Colvin. She, at the time, in 1955, was a black teenager convicted of assaulting a police officer after she refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus down in Alabama. Now she's 82 years old, and she's asking the court to officially terminate her probation and expunge her record. She said that she never received notice that her probation was finished, and this whole thing has been following her for all of her life. So going back to when she was 15, she was a student, and this happened on March 2nd, 1955. She and another black girl were sitting too close to somebody's standards, I guess the white folks' standards. They were sitting too close to two white girls, and Colvin refused to move when she was asked to move to the back of the bus. And her refusal prompted the bus driver to call the police. So when the police came and they tried to remove her from the bus, she was kicking and scratching the officer, and the report said that she assaulted the officer, so they charged her with assault. And then the case was sent to juvenile court, and the judge found her to be a delinquent. So they put her on probation pending good behavior, and that's where it ended. And she never heard another word about it. They just left it hanging. So 55 years later, she and her lawyer, Philip Emsler, are requesting an expungement from the Montgomery County court system. She said that conviction was like basically terrorizing her and her family and all her relatives, and they never really talked about it because she always felt like if I do anything wrong, the cops are going to come and get me because I'm on probation. So she's always felt like for 55 years, she's been for all these years, she's been like living her life on the low, trying to like not draw attention, don't do anything to, don't get in any kind of trouble because I'm still on probation. So she's trying to get this whole thing resolved and expunged. And so anyway, finally, the Montgomery County chief prosecutor said he agreed with her request to clear the record and remove any doubt that, he's going to do what he said. So she's now living in Birmingham, and before that she was staying with relatives in Texas. But, I mean, like I said, the woman is 82, and this is still concerning. And what's really crazy is that when she goes to court to actually make the request in court, she has to take it to the juvenile court, even though she is 82, but that's where the charge was originally filed. So she's got to go to the juvenile court and deal with this. So, she just basically saying, look, I'm an old woman. I just want to have my record clean because it will mean something to me and my grandchildren and to other black children. I'm like, I don't think she's asking for too much.
No,
that's right.
That's crazy that they just left it hanging like that.
Wow. So were they supposed to expunge it, or was she supposed to go back to court or something?
She's going to court just to make sure. I mean, the Montgomery County is saying they don't have a problem with her request, but that's just what, the officials are saying, but that's not, like that didn't give her the court document saying it's been done. So she's going to the juvenile court to, I guess go through the formal procedure. She's got a lawyer, and they're trying to just officially get it done. Expunge the record, officially get her off of probation. I had just never seen anything like that before.
Wow. For sure. That's what I'm saying. But you know what? I'm not trying to justify, what may have happened. I mean, it could have been maybe those documents got lost or something like that. But it sounds like the woman said they never contacted her to either come back to court or to expunge it or just do anything. It's like she was just left in limbo. So, So,
well, it sounds to me that at the time, I mean, she was 15 at the time. So by the time, and keep in mind, it was 1955 in Alabama. Do you think that the court system was really concerned about what was in the best interest of a young black girl in Alabama in 1955? Exactly. I rest my case.
Right. It's kind of when the civil rights movement kind of started, so I guess their concentration was on something else, was on us, trying to keep our ass down. Shit. So, you know.
Yeah, and like I said, this was prior to Rosa Parks.
Right. But I'm glad she decided to go forward and expunge her name. So, yeah.
Exactly.
That's good for her. Kudos for her. So.
All right. We're going to move on. What you got, Poppa DD?
I got this. This is a crazy story, too. An actor, or a so-called actor, charged for vandalizing George Floyd's statue in New York. So the man was arrested after he was accused of defacing a bronze statue of George Floyd in New York City this month. His name was Mr. Machen Beals. Probably pronounced his name wrong, but I don't
What
give a
is
shit.
it? I'm going to put him on the kiss it list.
Micah, Mike Beals.
Micah.
Beal. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Beals. Okay, got it.
Anyway, he was charged with a criminal mischief after surveillance video showed a white man on a skateboard splashed gray paint on a statue in New York's Union Square, where the statue was erected at, then flee, and this happened on October 3rd. And the New York Police Department Hate Crime Force tweeted this on Monday. Now, he goes under the stage name of Michael Femia. That's his his name in the acting world. And it's crazy because he's played small roles on Parks and Recreation, CSI New York, something called the Sacramento Bee. The Hills and People magazine reported that Beals first appeared on CSI New York in 2005, and he also starred in the 2013 movie Pop Star. So this guy is, he's a regular, little small lightweight celebrity, but leads to what we said before, that it seemed like white men today are cut up in 4 different pieces. You don't know what you're getting. You look at them like, and I experience that on the train everywhere I go. Every time I see white men now, I don't know whether they're Aryan Nation or I can have a regular conversation with them. But this month's incident wasn't the first vandalization of that particular statue of Floyd. They said they also had to clean it up back prior to 5 days after we saluted the unveiling. It was unveiled during Juneteenth, and 5 days afterward it was defaced in. But people came out to clean up the paint and things like that. So it's an ongoing thing. They constantly have to clean different marks off of it and different paint off it and things like that, which is really sad. But I personally think now that they know that people are vandalizing the statue, that it should be coated with something that is resistant with paint, that washes off good. I mean, sometimes you can combat stuff with a better solution. That way people can dog it all they want, but the paint would just come right off or something like that, I mean, it's just so sad that I tell you, we live in a world where people are undercover big time. You don't know who's who or what's what. I'm at the point I don't trust a damn soul.
That's a good idea, though, to put a coating or something.
Yeah, a coating that would just, the paint will still show up to make the people think that they did something, but when you go to clean it, it just scrapes off. I mean, there's all kind of other contraptions out there. You look on TikTok and all kind of stuff. They're doing all kinds of cleaning stuff that cleans up stuff with the quickness anymore. So.
Okay. Well, I'm glad they busted him. I saw that video. That was trifling.
Yeah. And that's sad that
he was
he's
on a
gonna mess up his
skateboard.
own reputation. That's just
right.
That's just ignorance.
And he took the time to be on a skateboard. He figured, well, if I take a car, they'll see my license plate or a motorcycle. So let me try to blend like a regular person. When you're an actor, you're around all these big stars. Ain't nobody never heard of you on CSI, and I watch CSI all the time, and I'm gonna look his ass up now. Anyway.
Put him on the list. Okay. They might have put that statue in something or put something around it so people can't get to it. Be able to vandalize it. So, all right,
like electric fence.
Yeah, something. Yeah, that's stopping for sure, won't it? Okay.
Nobody wants to see the mighty get raised. They see like that and they thinking, oh my God, what they're trying to do, like that Black Lives Matter paint in D.C. That's permanent now, man. I'm just waiting for that.
Right.
I'm just waiting for that. I'm waiting for that to be destroyed. I'm sure that somebody they're holding up on how they're gonna do that.
Oh, they tried several times.
Yeah, they tried. You're right, but I think they got to kind of somewhat heavily guarded. I mean, it's totally different because they did some improvements to it, and you can only really walk in that area. You can't drive in that area anymore. That's a 2-block radius. So, yeah. All right, I guess the next one. How's
that going to hold up if another mayor takes over? Will another mayor have the jurisdiction to say, I don't want it? I don't want the controversy.
We just have to wait.
Anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay. All right. The Queen seems like she needs to take a break. The Queen they overworking her. As the Queen cancels royal engagements, experts say the 95-year-old aides may be working her too hard. The 95-year-old monarch planted trees with Prince Charles marked the opening of a Scottish parliament. Wow. Okay, Ms. Lady, she's doing a lot. Some royal experts believe that the monarch may be overworked and that her packed schedule could be part of the reason why she pulled out of some of her in royal engagements. The Queen canceled a visit to Northern Ireland following medical advice and spent a night in the hospital for primary medical checks before returning to Windsor Castle. The Queen has had an active schedule throughout her 69-year reign. Wow. And she hasn't slowed down much in recent years. The year before she turned 90, the Queen carried out 341 engagements. That's a lot. More than Prince William, Kate Middleton, and Prince Harry combined. Wow. 2016 report from the Telegraph. And in April 2021, 4 days after the death of her husband, Prince Philip, she was back to work hosting a retirement ceremony at Windsor Castle for one of her senior aides. It goes on to say in late April, a source said to be close to the royal family, told the Sun that the Prince of Wales will be playing a more significant and active role to support the Queen after Philip's death. And following the Queen's recent hospitalization, the Telegraph reported that at least one senior royal would accompany the monarch on all future public engagements. They claim Prince Edward, he's supposed to, help her as well. Prince Charles, they ain't doing jiggity jack, supposed to help her. So we'll see. It goes on to say just how much control royal aides have over the Queen's schedule is unclear, but it's an issue Prince Harry touched on during his and Meghan Markle's Oprah Winfrey's interview. Remember the interview in March of 2021. So, he said, look, my grandmother, she's 95. She need to take a chill pill.
Yeah, she might want to take it easy.
Mm-hmm. But
why
they always
telling her what to do? She's
I
the
was
Queen.
going to say they have to live up to their blah reputation. But she should be calling the shots, not them. But
exactly.
It just seems like it's a quote unquote institution like the presidency. A lot of things, the president or the Queen or the king, they're just figureheads. They have other aides and other people that are behind them that are calling the shots. So.
Oh, like Cheney. Is that what it is? The way Cheney was running Bush? Okay, just saying.
Oh, I'm not going to touch that one.
All right. Let's get to this last one. What you got, Poppa DD?
This is something that's been going on forever. Sneakers, tennis shoes, whatever you call them, they're generating $70 billion. But black retail saw very little of that. And you talk about a guy named Earl West. They say his suburban home in Atlanta looks like a sneaker warehouse. This guy is from floor to ceiling, covered the entire space, shoe boxes filled with some of the most expensive, exclusive, various colors and designs are stacked on top of boxes, boxes on top of boxes. Inside them are nearly 900 pair of sneakers valued, in West's estimate, at least $100,000.
Good gracious.
Now, West is among thousands of people in America, especially black males, who are fixated on sneakers so much that they are driving the market through the roof, pulled in $7 billion in 2020 alone. Now, this is the year of the pandemic. The year of the pandemic, sneaker world pulled in $70 billion, according to market research, okay? All right, now, at the same time, there's a harsh reality that while black culture has made sneakers an invaluable element to any wardrobe or black consumer or at the heart of the financial tie, black retailers of the coveted item is still hard to find. Blacks don't own none of these establishments. Black people work in these establishments, they don't own nothing. All right. Nike released a substantial report in March that opened up with word from its president and chief executive officer, John Donahue. He said, our brand would not be what it is today without the powerful contribution of black athletes and black culture. And yet, while some retailers are working on changing the disparity of these situations, they're not doing anything to help. Doing very little to help black wealth. So, and I think also that you can put your boy on the kissing list with this, and that's Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan has a huge stake in Nike, and he's one of the most selfish bastards out there. All he cares about is white women, golf, and cigars. And other than that, he don't want to be bothered. But anyway, that was just my little footnote on that. Okay. But anyway, as we know, and we know this story is nothing that had to be really publicized because that's just the ignorance that's possessed out there and the illusion that's given to black people like they're part of something when they're part of nothing. And the sad part about it is that people are making so much money with this don't have the honesty to tell people anything, let alone break them off anything. That's what's so sad. That just shows you the great white hope still exists, and the secrets being held back from black people are still very prominent. I'll hang with you, I'll shoot the breeze with you, we'll go out and party, laugh and joke, but I won't tell you my secrets of what money I'm making and how well I'm doing. But I'll be your friend. We'll go on camera and smile and all that, and yada. I'll invite you to my yacht, but I'm not going to give you access to what I have. It's a telltale that's very interesting. So, anyway, sneaker world. How about that?
Gosh, that makes me think about next time I want to buy some Nikes.
Oh, please, I would never. We call them back in the day, I'll take some Bobos.
No, I'm thinking I'm going to try to find at least a black-owned store to buy them from, if any exist around.
But you're still giving the money to the people that produced it.
Yeah, well, at least you can find a black retailer if you're going to buy them anyway. I'm just saying, buy black.
Okay. All right now.
That's my 2 cents. If you're going to buy them, buy black.
Buy black.
Walmart.
Right.
Okay, he going to get some Wally specials.
Wally specials in Walmart. $9.99, baby.
Okie dokie. All right. Are we taking a break, or are you ready to give us the cocktail of the week, Miss Ketel?
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Ketel's ready. Well, let's do it.
Oh, all right.
I'm a little thirsty myself. So what you got for us this week?
We need one after that $70 billion story there. Yeah, it blew me. It's called the Jim Beam Orange Julep. Something different. Check this out. Jim Beam has an orange flavor. 2 parts of Jim Beam orange, or 2.5 if you prefer something a little stronger. It's called Jim Beam Orange. Everybody's doing apple and everything else, but Jim Beam said we're gonna go orange on you. 5 to 6 mint leaves, 2 dashes of aromatic bitters, and 0.5 ounces of parched simple syrup. Garnished with an orange wedge and a mint sprig. So in a mint julep cup or rocks glass, gently muddle the mint, bitters, and syrup. Add crushed ice and Jim Beam orange. Stir to combine, topping with more ice as needed. And garnish, of course, with the orange wedge and a mint sprig. And that is called the Jim Beam Orange Julep.
Okay.
Didn't know. Jim Beam surprised everybody, didn't he?
Yeah, Jim Beam Orange. I would have never thought to try that flavor.
Sounds interesting.
It does it then.
All right.
All right.
There you go.
Coming to you, Poppa DD.
Yeah, we could take a little CC and.
All righty, we'll do that. And we're coming back on the other side of the break with Poppa DD and What's Poppin' on the Pajama Party Show. We got you covered.
Living just enough for the city.
Okay, but why are we doing Stevie Wonder? I thought we were doing Pajama Party.
Well, I was talking about my little one of my segments of Living for the City.
Join the party.
Now you ride me.
That's every Friday night at 9. Pajama Party. No clothes allowed.
Ketel and Redwine step on my parade. I had the mic first. And they're coming in just trying to,
It's my turn.
She's going to sing.
What number to call?
Yeah, call us at 914
803
4306
and press 1.
And press 1 to be put into the queue. And say what you have to say. You can read off what we're talking about. Come up with a new subject of your own.
We want to hear from you.
We're liberal. We're easy.
Eastern Time.
Eastern Time. We're here at 9 p.m. Friday nights. That's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
West Coast. And maybe 7 o'clock in the mountains or in the
7 in the mountains.
Around Michigan.
8 o'clock Central.
Michigan and New Orleans and all that. We're like an hour back.
Yeah.
But 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
9:15 CP time.
CP time 9:15.
Don't be late when you listen to us. It's 9 o'clock on the dot.
That's right. Every Friday night.
We'll see you there.
Goodbye.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party One. Who's Poppa DD? I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling. It's
right.
that time, Poppa DD. What's poppin'?
I guess, all the stories that we just went over is just it's almost enough to put together a collage of just where the world is today, between the murders of black people and the ripping off of black people when it comes to sneakers, just that little area of sneakers. And just different things that we've covered just goes to show that our backfield is always in motion but never going nowhere. And it's becoming redundantly clear that we can't even get out of the way of being in the way of other people's progress. And we seem to be sitting there like a deer in headlights until the car almost just runs us over. And it's really sad how we have no stake in so much. And it's almost, where do you go, where do you turn? And it's getting to the point, where do you hide anymore? Because, at some point you don't want to be a part of anything anymore. It's like I don't have a horse in that race. I look at elections now, and like they got this governor election in Virginia. They must have showed a gazillion commercials, and it's just not Virginia. I was up in the New Jersey area, and I saw some political advertisement on things going on up in Philadelphia and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, things like that. And every everywhere you go, the politicians are flooding. The networks are loving it because they're getting paid, and now they're paying everybody. All your different people in the morning shows, on your Today Show, and the well, I won't say the name of the shows, but NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, Fox, everybody's paid handsomely because money's rolling in through politicians' advertising. And the way they're throwing these advertisers out, boy, the network is making a ton of money. I hate to use that word ton. It sounds so, trailer park. Oh, I got a ton of money. White folks say that. I hate that term. Anyway, but it's like, you know, we where do we stand anymore? Like this, like I said, I'll focus on that election in Virginia, you know. It's like, do I really care? I don't even live in Virginia. But why does it beat me up so much? Because the Republican, he's got Trump on his commercials, and the Democrat is saying, well, do as it is here, blah, 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 blah. And then two white guys that I really don't give a shit about either one of them. So why am I concerned? But it just seems like anybody that does something is going to influence black folks in some way. You know, it's just so sad. You know, it's like almost, you know, you're going to get dog mess on your shoes if you walk in the park long enough. You know, it's like, why am I just so victimized and so, it's like I'm locked in. They don't want me to be a part of nothing, but I'm a part of everything. And that's what's scary, because I just don't want to be a part of what's going on with everything, with the Aryan nations and all the racial crap. I'm trying to get out of the way of it, but they just keep coming at you more and more. Like, I care about how ignorant and racist you are, you know, and what are you trying to prove? Why don't you just get a job and go to work like everybody else and just be decent? But you got to act a damn fool. And then, like I always said, white folks is monkey see, monkey do. That's why they got a group of people all carrying a candle, chanting stuff. And these are white guys you see on your job, in your office every single day. There ain't no more sheets no more. Ain't no more hoods no more. Ain't no more burning crosses. These jokers are sitting right next to your ass in a restaurant. So it's scary. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay, now. Hey, that's a frightening thought.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
It's that number go right across the way. Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up.
All right. Well, it's that time, Ketel.
Okay.
Lighten it up.
Well, lighten it up. All right.
There it is. Lighten it up with the weird news.
All right. Let's see what's going on today. All right. Dad gives his son a ridiculous name because he wanted to be a writer. So a father in Indonesia has used his passion to become a writer to inspire a name for his son. The dad thought it was fitting to call his newborn ABCDEFGHIJK. Come on, y'all. Are you serious? You would think a hopeful writer would be able to use their linguistic skills to come up with something a bit more inventive. But the father believed the first 11 letters of the alphabet was a fitting first and middle name. This bizarre story was discovered when the boy, who is now 12 years old, went to get his coronavirus vaccine in the Regency of Muara Enim in an Indonesian province of South Sumatra. He wrote down his full name, which was the alphabet I gave you, Zuzu, and authorities thought he was joking around. It wasn't until they confirmed it with his dad that they realized they had stumbled across one of the most bizarre names of the planet. Local media contacted the dad to find out more about the name's origin, and he explained how he dreamed of one day being a writer. So the dad had come up.
It is so crazy.
It goes on to say, well, before his son was conceived and was very happy to finally enact the idea once the boy was born. Wow. He was fully prepared to call them NOPQ, RSTUV, and XYZ, respectively, but eventually opted against it. Okay.
Oh, my God.
That don't even make no freaking sense. Please put me
How do
on
you
the
even pronounce
kiss it
that?
list. You don't.
But
You just
A, B, C, D, E, whatever. I mean, how do you even pronounce that?
you don't. I wouldn't even try to pronounce it. That's just so crazy.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, but they don't give the father's name. I see why. Who knows? He might be the latter, the NOPQRSTUVXYZ. That might be his name. Shit, who the hell knows?
Okay. I'm going to put the alphabet dad on the kiss it list. I can't believe he jacked his son up like that. Oh, well, maybe he'll go and get his name legally changed. Anyway, I got one for you. Animals on the loose. We got animal shenanigans. Authorities in Rhode Island said a runaway donkey has been returned to its owners after more than 4 months on the loose. Where in the world does donkey go? The local police department said the donkey that escaped from his new home back in June was reunited with its owners. The donkey was captured by a farmer who spotted the animal on their property and used some hay to lure it into a goat pen. The owner, Karen Lanoy, said that the female donkey had been purchased as a companion for her miniature donkey, but the new arrival escaped shortly after arriving to the property. That donkey must have looked at that miniature and went, nah, and took off and left. So then in England, we got Wildlife Sanctuary is asking members of the public to keep a lookout for 2 albino wallabies that escaped from their facility. The Thorner Alpacas Sanctuary on the outskirts of Leeds, England, said in a Facebook post that the albino wallabies, whose names are Roxy and Amadeus, escaped Thursday from their enclosed field. While in Kansas, we have a woman who heard a noise at her front door and received a shock when a deer burst through her door and ran through her house. Rosemary Glatt said she was in the kitchen of her Topeka, Kansas home when she heard a noise at the front door and went to investigate. See, you know she's a white woman. You hear a noise and you're going to go and look, as opposed to go out the back door. She going to go look. And she said it was a great big buck. Crashed through the door, made eye contact with her, and then ran through her living room. She said the deer jumped over her furniture and exited the house by crashing through a window on the back porch. She said she was not injured, and aside from the front door and the back window being messed up, the deer just messed up a few items on the coffee table. But they're just letting you know that it is deer hunting season, and it's also mating season, which is interesting that they're mating during hunting season. So they said the deer are running wild and coming in hot. And as a footnote, there's still zebras running around on the loose in the state of Maryland, if you're keeping count on all the animals that are running wild on the loose.
That's
What's
a lot
up with
going
the animals?
on. We're in their territory.
Apparently.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Animals are making moves.
Yes, they are.
All right. Over to you, Poppa DD. What's your weirdness?
This is really weird. This is a sex toy is also a safe place to hide your valuables. It said you can now buy a sex toy that's also a safe place to hide your valuables during the break-in. This guy named Brian Sloan, he's the inventor of something called the Auto Blow, which is a male. It's actually a male jack-off tool, basically. It's
What's his name? Because he's going on the list.
Brian Sloan.
Sloan, got it.
He's a rich joker. It's a mechanical thing that anyway, you put it on your penis and you kind of like work it like a milkshake or whatever. Shake it back and forth. But his concept is to put lubricant all on the outside of it, but put your jewelry and everything on the inside of it. the same area where you would normally put your penis, put all your valuables in there. This way, if you get robbed and you got sticky lubricant on the outside of it, people think that you have just used it, and they won't bother.
And they won't touch
when they pull your drawers open, they'll be like, oh my God, and you can have $1,000 inside of it, you know. But you just put some lubricant or some KY gel all over it, so people didn't touch it. So
that is so bizarre.
And he said that mostly now people are buying the product just to use that concept of it. So he said either way, no matter what they use it for, he don't care as long as it's being sold.
So is it functional for the other part of it, the sex toy part of it?
Yeah, it'll be functional, but I guess you have to buy two. You know, leave the other one in the car. The one you leave in the nightstand.
That's the one you put the jewelry and stuff in.
Yeah, put the jewelry in it and put lubricant on the outside of it like you just got done using it. And put your rings and jewelry and Rolexes inside of it, and people look in the drawer and they'll see a sticky.
So just out of curiosity, how much is this?
Look, this is what I heard.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's actually $70, 6% sales tax. That's what I heard.
That's what you heard.
Lord.
Okay. Man, that's why it's a weird. Oh boy! I tell you, the things that people can you imagine having to fill out the application for a patent or a trademark or whatever on this and having to explain how this works?
It's gonna make you money.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. How you gonna explain that? And somebody probably looked at it sideways, like, "What the hell?" But just pass it on through. Pass it on through.
Yeah, it's like, I don't really want to have to explain it. Just take my word for it. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm ready with I'm just saying. If I can get my intro, please.
Yeah.
S'il vous plaît.
Okay. Coming up next, we got Redwine, but I'm just saying. Take it away.
Merci beaucoup, Poppa DD. All right. Tonight, I'm just saying, ain't nothing funny. Now, while some kids get their first job and spend the weeks away from home and sleepovers and camp and things like that on the summertime, other kids go and make videos of themselves with a friend wearing a white hood and dropping the N-word down in Florida. That's what they do. Now, according to the news for Jacksonville in Florida, 2 white students from Yulee High School in Nassau County, Florida, made a video doing just that before they came back to school this fall now. So the school board held a meeting on Thursday where the parents, black parents, expressed concern about what the students did and the fact that these students should be disciplined. But it turns out these students weren't disciplined at all. Now, they made a video. They put it on social media. They were saying nigga, nigga, nigga. They had on a Klan hood or something resembling a Ku Klux Klan hood, talking nigga, nigga, nigga this, nigga that, nigga whatever. And they were not disciplined. And the school board's excuse was, well, this happened over the summer. It didn't happen during school session. So therefore, I'm like, hold up, therefore, you're full of crap. These were students. Not only did they upload the video, but then when they came back to school in the fall, they decided to show this video to a couple of black kids who immediately whooped their natural behind. So then it became an issue where the school administrators wanted to discipline the kids that were fighting. So the kids who showed the video were not the ones that were in the video. These were some other white kids who were amused by it and decided to taunt some of the black kids and show it to them. So, of course, black kids picked a fight with them. Well, I won't say picked a fight. They retaliated by fighting. And then all of those kids got suspended. But the kids that created the video and that were in the video still got no punishment, no discipline, nothing. So the parents, predominantly of the black kids at this school, are saying, hold up, these kids made the video, and the school is saying, oh, well, you know, they only meant it as a joke. Well, guess what? Ain't nobody laughing. Ain't nothing funny. when you start talking about N-word this and N-word that, and you have on a white hood looking like you trying to be a Klan member, ain't nobody laughing. You may be laughing as these white folks, but black folks are not immune. And the school and the school board needs to deal with that. How in the world are you going to sweep this under the rug and just say, well, you know, kids will be kids, boys will be boys. They didn't mean any harm. Folks are just being sensitive. I'm tired of hearing that. It's not about sensitivity. It's about being racist, straight up, in your face, upside your head, racist, and getting away with it. And why these people didn't feel like these kids, the ones that created the video, should have been disciplined, I don't understand it. It goes back to what you were saying earlier, Poppa DD, about how people see themselves. They coddle these kids. If you don't nip this stuff in the bud while they're in school, these are the people who become adults, who go out and do stuff like Dylan Roof, who go out and do stuff like, what's the other one that went down there and shot up those people with that semi-automatic gun? What is his name? I can't think of his name right now. These are the people. Shoot, I can't think of his name. Begins with a K. But that guy and people like Dylan Roof, these people didn't just wake up one day and become a racist. This stuff is learned behavior that gets, what's the word? It develops. It develops over time. And if the parents and the school doesn't deal with it when they're young enough to be corrected, that's how they grow up and go out and kill people and do crazy stuff, defacing statues like that stupid actor. How would you go out and, anyway, I'm just saying, ain't nothing funny about doing this kind of stuff. It's not a joke. It's not funny. And the school board was saying, well, it was only meant to be kept as a little thing between a group of friends. Really? So you think that's cool? But then when they put it on social media, it was no longer something between 2 or 3 people. Now it's between the whole world. And when the other kids showed it to other kids at school, well, now you're spreading it even further. So I'm just saying, this is Redwine, and I'm just saying, you can call it a joke if you want, but ain't nothing funny for black folks when it comes to people doing racist things, trying to pass it off as, oh, they were just trying to be funny. No, you're not funny. What you are is a racist.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's some BS, dear. Yeah, that's some
it's
BS.
Total BS.
Yeah, and where was this again?
This was in Florida. You know how they act down there.
Oh, boy.
This is down in Jacksonville.
Oh, God. Okay.
Whew. It never ends. But okay. That's how they do. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, that
You're
was a good one.
going down south. You better watch yourself because they think that stuff is funny.
Wow,
just
Jacksonville. I mean, they have to change with the times. I mean, I've been to Jacksonville. They have some beautiful beaches down there, but they are kind of a little slow. It kind of remind me of Baltimore. Kind of behind, but they need to change with the times, man. I'm like, okay.
I've been to Jacksonville as well. Like you said, nice beaches, racist people, hiding in the cut. All right, I'll move on.
That was a good one. Yeah, all right, that was a good one.
All right, thank you. All right, Poppa DD. What's happening in the city? It's time for Living for the City with Poppa DD.
Well, I tell you, just to jump back on that one there, I just think personally, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old and I'm getting wiser, but I think a different approach is needed with things. The last thing I think that black people need to do is stop getting excited about stuff, especially black people of a certain age, because we're getting older and it's not our first rodeo seeing some crap. So we have to take a different approach, and we have to rally within ourselves and see how we're going to handle the problem, as opposed to taking it to people that is going to fall on deaf ears and deaf eyes and not see what's happening with it, because they're going to try to save themselves, save their reputation, to save the son of somebody who they know their mother. Okay? See, things are deeply rooted with people. And if you don't get to the root of who knows who, then you're never going to chop up nepotism or anything like that, because nepotism runs deep. You know what I mean? Relationships run deep. People that's on the same bowling team run deep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For them, anyway. And they pass it off as, oh, that's my friend, and they don't know them from Adam. But I think that the one thing the black folks need to start doing within themselves, secretly as they can, is build their own unification and go to each other for the problems that they have and combat it in another way. Kick it to the media. Find somebody in the media that'll put it out there on Front Street. You know? They can blare out the faces of the people involved because they're minors, but you ain't got to blare out the audio. You know? Mm-hmm. You got to take a different approach, because they don't really, I ain't going to say they don't care, but they're trying to divert it because they don't want to get involved in it, especially when black people come in there with the attitude, like you said, that they have. Soon black folks walk into a white principal's office or an office of the administrator, and they got that black look and that black anger, the first thing white folks are going to do is clam up and defend themselves. They're going to shoot down everything that you throwing at them that seems to be logic. They're going to take it as, oh, they need time to think, you know, because they're slow from the fucking beginning. They ain't that smart. So when you come here with all that strong black anger, hell, that's like tar, man. You know what I mean? That's like, remember, I don't know if you remember how old you are, but they used to tar roofs with a big old truck used to bring this thing on the back of it that they light on fire. You smell it when you walk on the block. Wow, it smells like tar. And they would actually pour it out like paint. And they take it up on the roof and they mop it on the roof. But you smell it all over the neighborhood. It was black tar being cooked before it was put on the roof. And that's how deeply rooted the ignorance of people are. It's just that thick. So you can't have a black attitude and expect ignorant white folks to respond, for one. And you got to consider the source, for example. If you're talking about kids that did something over the summer, and these kids is 16 years old, okay? 16 years old. Now, let's look at what year it is. 16. It's 2021. They're 16. Now, you play blackjack? Let's take the 16 as the 11, you know? So what's left after the 11 with the 1 from the 2011, using the 1 on the back end and the taking the 6. And if you play blackjack, what's left is the 5. So these kids was born in 2005, okay? So they don't know jack from shit. Mm-hmm. They're born in 2005. You need to be faulting their parents. They're born in 2005. You got bras hanging up in the damn closet older than them kids. You got shoes underneath the bed older than them kids. You got pots in the kitchen, glasses in the bar. You know, everything you got in your home from 2005 is older than when them children was actually born. So they're not the ones whose ass you want to jump in, because they don't know no better. Like you said in your piece, they were taught all this. Mm-hmm. It's the parents, and it could actually be their grandparents. Because if you add 20 years to a child that's only 16, 26, 36, their mother and father's only 36 years old. So you might have to go to the grandmother that's 46, 56 years old. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not even on the mother. It's like the ignorance is so, you got to do the math. And then you know what source to go to when you do the math. Because the mother's 36, the child is 16, the grandmother's 56. You almost got to go to the great-grandfather who's, 86, 76. It's deep. It's like, wow, they're young and ignorant where racism has been passed down to them. So it's a hard battle, man. It's a long ladder to climb. So, but I'm not downplaying it, but it's just the ignorance is bliss. And I'm leaving it at that.
Hey, now. But I still say if you're 16 and you know enough to put on a hood and holler nigga, 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 you know something.
Yeah, but that's like anything
That's all
else.
I'm saying.
Yeah, bird knows how to fly, but don't mean he ain't gonna fly into a windshield of a car if he's inexperienced bird.
True. All right, what we gonna do? You ready to go to Hollywood, or we gonna take a break? What we gonna do?
Yeah, out there, Ketel.
Let's take a little
Okay. All right, we'll do that, and then we'll come back with Ketel and the Hollywood wrap-up on the Pajama Party Show.
What's your opinion? We want to know on the Late Night Adult Pajama Party. Call us now on 914-803-4306 and tell us if you agree or disagree, or if you don't care one way or the other. If you've been waiting all week to tell somebody what's on your mind, now is your chance. Dial 914-803-4306 and press 1 to speak with the Pajama Party live on the air. To listen to the show online, go to www.apajamaparty.com and click the listen banner on the top right. If you'd like to advertise your business with us, get in touch on www.apajamaparty.com. So call us now on 914-803-4306 and press 1. We will get to you as quick as we can. Now, back to the Pajama Party Live.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One of your hosts, Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Bonsoir, darling.
Right.
All right, it's time to go to Ketel.
Hey, go to Hollywood or what?
Come on with it.
I'm going to jump. All right, let me jump on this Southwest Airlines. Hollywood. Hollywood. That's all I fly.
All right.
Thank you. Haven't heard this name in a while. Ice Cube, better known as O'Shea Jackson. He said, "Oh, hell no." Ice Cube exits Sony Comedy after refusing COVID-19 vaccine. I'm like, are you crazy? He was just starring in this new movie with Jack Black in the Sony comedy Oh Hell No. Upon receiving a request from the producers to get vaccinated, Cube declined the request and dropped out of the movie. So he hasn't gone on record in the report, and also hasn't publicly said that he's declining to get the COVID-19 vaccine. It goes on to say in August last year, he donated 2,000 face masks to students at Bacon College in Oklahoma. So, I mean, what are you saying? I mean, you know, are you going to get the vaccine or what? I mean, I guess he's like, $10 billion is just a drop in the bucket to him. So, it seems like it doesn't matter to him. But I don't know. It's just crazy. Just get the damn vaccine, man. Just do the damn thing.
So you walked away from that movie over that?
Yeah. Almost $10 million. Like I said, he must don't really need it. So
he was a Trump supporter at one time. I ain't feeling his ass no way.
Yeah, he was. I don't know what's up with that, but it's going to be interesting to see. Also, Keisha Knight Pullman. I haven't seen her in the news in a while. She's going to teach at an HBCU class at Clark Atlanta University. She says the next generation of HBCU leaders are resilient. So she's going to teach a class there. Also joining entertainer Terrence J. He's a fellow HBCU grad as well. Both stars are geared up to pass along their knowledge and wisdom to the next generation of black undergraduates. Wow, okay. Impressive. Terrence J., he graduated from North Carolina A&T, who has several years of experience as host. He was on E! and BET's 106. He will head to the Kathy Hughes School of Communications at Howard in D.C., to teach, HU, he's going to teach a course on media and journalism. Wow, okay. Earlier this year, Terrence partnered with Black-owned banking platform First Boulevard also for an HBCU financial literacy initiative that provides students the resources and knowledge to build a solid foundation for financial success. So kudos to them. Wow. Who knew? Wow. Everybody going back to school. Why not? Also, RuPaul. Why Drag Race fans should tune in for RuPaul's Christmas movie. RuPaul's new movie, The Bitch Who Stole Christmas, stars the largest cast of queens ever. Goes on to say, we must been really nice this year because the iconic drag queen has announced his new VH1 comedy movie. Like I said, The Bitch Who Stole Christmas. Interesting. Okay, I can imagine who's going to be in that. And that's on Thursday, December the 2nd. Wow. RuPaul, he got it going on. Drag show, now movie. Who knew?
RuPaul
Wayans
is off the chain, I tell you.
I
love RuPaul.
But he's broken a lot of records, and he's won a lot of awards for that particular show as well. So kudos to him. Wow. He's made what he do into a empire, so I ain't mad at him. Legendary comedian Marlon Wayans' HBO Max stand-up special, You Know What It Is nominated for Comedy Act of 2021 and also a People's Choice Award.
Really?
Said, all right now. Yeah, interesting. He said he did this during the pandemic. He said he was kind of in a depressing, depression. He said, I was feeling a sense of depression, which I had never felt. It was like, I've got to go into the stages. So he said he needed to laugh. So I guess that's when he came up with this idea to do this particular special. Also, Kim Fields of the Upshaws. She's been nominated for People's Choice Award as well. I mean, that show was pretty good. I like the Upshaws.
That was fun.
That combination of people, Wanda Sykes, Mike Epps, and Kim Fields, they're the head folks on that. But, hey, kudos. People's Choice Awards. I'm like, wow, okay. Starting to get some black folks up in there. Finally,
Yay. Yay.
Yep, that's what I say. Finally. And last but not least, Colin Kaepernick. He is in a new Netflix docudrama about his teen years. It's called Colin in Black and White. So look for that. Colin Kaepernick. And I believe Ava DuVernay, she's the producer and director, I believe, on that particular project. So finally, his kneeling came to something. So, I mean, maybe people take heed and check it out. So it's called Colin in Black and White. So look for that. And that's my Hollywood wrap up. Short and sweet tonight.
Okay. That was a good one. Thank you. You got all the good details.
All right.
Oh, I have one more to add to your list. My baby's daddy, Prince, is being considered for a congressional gold medal.
Oh, wow. It's a damn thing.
So we'll have to see how that plays out. But Amy Klobuchar, she's a senator, right? Senator Amy Klobuchar and Ilhan Omar, I think I got her name right. I think both of them are, well, I know she's from Minnesota, and I think Ilhan is too. They are sponsoring the bill.
She's a Muslim woman.
Right, the Muslim woman. They're sponsoring the bill, and they are, trying to get the rest of the Congress and all to sign off on it. And if everybody or the majority sign off on it, he will get that Congressional Medal of Honor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that the highest honor for a civilian, I believe?
I believe you're right.
Yeah, they gave that to people like Gandhi and Tuskegee Airmen. People, major people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Only 163 of these awards have been given out in the history of the awards.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know the first one went to George Washington?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Other awards have gone to Thomas Edison, Robert Frost, Rosa Parks, Walt Disney. You mentioned the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah, Barack gave out a few of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm rooting for them. I hope they get it approved. Award print. Award print.
I know you do.
That's my baby daddy.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has one.
Oh, he does?
Mm.
Okay. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has one.
All right. Okay. Well, that takes us down to the Kiss It list. So, Poppa DD, can you explain what the Kiss It list is?
Oh, man. Just people that's been showing their butt over the last week or so and trying to put them on blast. You know, just the whole, you know, like the first one I want to put on there is that whole school system period. I just think that we got to bypass that and come in that with another approach. Because the schools ain't listening to these parents, especially black parents, so we got to take it to the media. Somebody put them schools on blast, because especially a school that has an all-white administration. You walk in there and ain't no black nowhere in the whole building.
Yeah.
So, you know, what you expect to get out of it?
Trying to find justice.
Trying to find justice, and ain't no justice in there no way. Anyway.
All right. Also, we have Mekhi Beals. That's the actor who threw paint on the George Floyd statue in New York.
On a skateboard.
Yeah, riding by on a skateboard.
Yeah.
You punk.
Trying to be inconspicuous. And then you're going to go down to a set and play a character on... on
whatever.
That's sick.
I've got the Alphabet Dad, and that's the guy who named his son A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, whatever.
I just don't understand.
Yeah, you're on the Kiss It list. Poppa DD, you said you wanted to put Michael Jordan on the list?
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
That man don't care about nothing. He don't talk about nothing. You don't hear him in the news. He ain't got no opinion on nothing. Then he throws some money at something to get your attention, you know. Please, give me a... He's a...
Also, we have Roger Goodell for not being willing to give up the names of the other people involved.
He didn't want to start talking about nothing because he know he's in deep. That whole situation is deep.
Yeah, because if he exposes them, he got to expose himself.
He wants that Washington football stuff to blow over because it's so volatile and involving Gruden and everybody. It's a mess. They're in the middle of football season. They trying to make their $20 billion and keep it moving. They'll talk about it when the season's over, after the Super Bowl, I bet. Anyway.
Also, we've got Brian Sloan, the creator of the Auto Blow.
Yeah, I got one of those. Yeah, I got it.
Oh my gosh!
I got it at Walmart on sale.
The Auto Blow thing that you can give yourself an auto blow and you can hide your valuables in the thing.
Yeah, you can hide your valuables.
Whatever that's about.
But you got to lube it up first and make it look sticky and nasty.
Yeah, make it look undesirable.
Make it look undesirable.
It's so disgusting. So Brian Sloan, who created that mess, is on the Kiss It list.
And
the Montgomery, the Montgomery
County.
City in Alabama.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, Montgomery, Alabama. Those folks who kept the sister on probation since 1955 and never followed through.
They don't care.
Everybody involved in that, you're on the Kiss It list.
Wow.
Who else? Trump. All these politicians that put these ads on going after each other instead of saying what you're going to do, you're on the Kiss It list.
Yep.
Don't leave out your boy Ice Cube.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Trump supporter from the beginning. He's just like Kyrie Irving and all the rest of them boys that, you know, they're the kind of people that if they weren't some kind of a celebrity, they would be horrible people. Kyrie Irving and this guy and a few other brothers, they're so confused. And don't leave the other brother out, too, the one that advertised for American Best. What's his name? Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is another one. He did something about where he don't want to ever get married. He only dates white women.
Oh, my goodness.
Said it on camera, bold as ever. Yeah.
Okay, you're on the kissing list.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'll never get married and I only date white women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Is that it? Going once? Going twice. All right. Here's a special present for everybody on this week's Kiss It list. Enjoy.
Kiss my entire ass. Kiss my Irish ass. You better kiss my Irish ass. This world, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. You can just kiss my ass. Baby, you can just kiss my ass. Oh, you can kiss my country ass. I said if you got a problem with any of that, you can kiss my natural born redneck to the bone, ever loving country ass. That's right.
All right, welcome back to Pajama Party. One was Poppa DD. I'm here with Ketel.
Hello.
And Redwine.
Ooh, bonsoir, darling. Oh, boy, that takes us down to the last word. Get yours in.
I'll tell you, when once you reveal yourself, like Maya Angelou says, when somebody reveals themselves, believe it. People like Ice Cube and the other brother for the Brooklyn Nets, Kyrie Irving. All these guys they got followers behind them, and I mean, it's taking the celebrity thing to the extreme. When you came into business to make a living, now you acting like it's your platform or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of people that died of COVID, and you can be choosy on where you get your vaccination, but get it. Go to a hospital and get it done if you don't want to go to CVS or Walgreens or the back alley that they're providing for everybody in the hood, But I just say, these people revealing themselves, and I tell you, week after week, I'm crossing people off my list that I treat or look at that I'm supposed to admire as a fan. So, but just be careful, everybody, and get vaccinated.
Well, my last word is people need to get a grip on their kids, because these kids are the next generation of adults. So if we don't put the right thing in their minds and in their hearts and in their spirit now, we're going to have a messed up society in the next 10 years. So I think people really need to consider that, like that mother who drove that 17-year-old to a protest rally carrying a semi-automatic gun. What the hell were you thinking? How could you do that?
She's 37 years old.
I'm just saying. You take your 17-year-old to a protest rally carrying a semi-automatic weapon. What did you think he was going to do? But I'm saying these are the kind of things that these parents need to get a grip. At some point, you got to stand up and say, son, no. Where do you think you're going with that? How'd you get that gun? Who did? You have to ask questions and be responsible. You can't just sit back and smoke weed with your kids and do all this crazy stuff and think, oh, they'll be all right. No, they won't, because you messed them up. They're not going to straighten themselves out. Like we said about that mold. Mold won't fix itself. These messed up kids won't fix themselves.
Goes further back. You got to reach back further.
That's my last word. Get your kids. That's all I'm saying.
But you know what? I'm going. My last word is a couple of things. I'm going to piggyback off of that. Mom knew what she was doing because she probably was the same way.
Exactly.
When when she was his age, so it's nothing new. So they probably encourage shit like that. I mean,
and they're up in the suburbs by themselves.
That's right.
Right. That's all they do.
We're not up there with them.
Right. It's a whole different environment. Prime example. I had Ubered somebody out of Potomac, Maryland. And Potomac, Maryland is probably about 45 minutes from D.C. And, of course, it was a group of white people. They were visiting. But the people that they were staying with say, we don't come to D.C. They stay out there in the rural areas. They don't want to be part of the BS that's going on in the city. That's why they moved out there. They were originally from in the Midwest somewhere. They moved to D.C. and moved out to Potomac, Maryland. Okay? Nothing but land, nothing but fine homes. They don't come to
Exactly.
That's why I had to pick those people up out there to come into the city. They wanted to go to the museums and stuff. People said, we don't go there. And they had 3 freaking cars in the driveway. They told the lady, the friend, you can take one. She didn't want to take it because she wasn't from there. But they say they don't come. When she told me that, I was like, it is what it is. They don't come out. They don't come to the city.
They just send their guests off to have a good time. Huh?
Yep.
We'll see when y'all get back.
Uber, you'll be all right.
Hey,
that's a very interesting story. It really is.
Yeah. So
and they're nestled out there. They're nestled, and they don't want us to come out there.
Oh.
Right on. You're right. They don't. That's why they make those homes affordable. They're $1 million and up.
Well,
yeah. They're going to price you out.
That stuff
if
started.
You're out here, you must belong out here.
That stuff started back in 1904, years ago.
All right.
But that's my last word. So.
All right. Well, we're going to get on out of here. And for those that are celebrating the Halloween situation, do your thing. Be safe. Be careful. Don't act crazy. It's just another day.
Yeah, put some cuffs and some hems in them costumes so you don't trip.
Yeah, be careful out there.
Cut the eyes up a little wider so you can see.
Okay. We're going to say goodnight and get on out of here. So say goodnight, Poppa DD.
Good night.
Say goodnight, Ketel.
Good night.
And good night. See you next time on the Pajama Party Show. We'll do it again next month in November.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so. I bid you farewell, arrivederci, sayonara, and all that sort of jazz.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, good night.
Yabiko. Sana.
I regret to announce this is the end. I'm going now.
Good night, and good luck.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Now give me a kiss and say good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you for attending our show, and good night.
Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party. Grown and sexy, join the party. Good summer party. Party crew, keep it real for you. No clothes allowed. It's summer party.